Welcome to Keto Meals and Recipes.com. I have been looking forward to making this video for several weeks. Finally, I have the time, and now I'm going to show you how to make the most decadent and chocolatey rum balls that are keto, sugar-free, and gluten-free. By the way, the rum balls taste amazing, and if I do say so myself, they look like they've been bought at a professional chocolatier. After making the rum balls, I will also show you several different ways that you can coat the exterior of the rum balls. These keto rum balls will definitely impress anyone you serve them to. They're that good. The macronutrient ratio for this recipe is 4.7 to 1, with 2.4 grams of total carbs, 1.5 grams of dietary fiber, resulting in 0.9 grams of net carbs per 19-gram rum ball. The first thing you have to do before making the actual rum balls is to make a full batch of my keto sugar cookie at least one day before you plan to make the rum balls. The reason is you want the cookies to dry out because you're going to be making them into crumbs. I'll post the video for this recipe in the description below. After you've made the full batch of keto sugar cookie dough, preheat your oven to 175 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And while your oven's preheating, place the dough on a parchment sheet and roll it out to about 1 centimeter or about 0.4 of an inch. You don't have to be exact, just keep the dough thin and even. A more important thing is to make sure the dough is the same thickness from center to the outside. This will ensure that every part of the dough bakes evenly and you don't have any burnt edges. And bake for 8 to 10 minutes, as I said, 175 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. For best result, please do watch the keto sugar cookie recipe as I provide a lot of hints and how-tos in order to ensure that your cookie comes out perfectly every time. So when it's been properly baked, as per my instruction, let the cookie cool in the cookie sheet and then remove it from the parchment and transfer the cookie slab to your wire rack. You need to do this so that both the top and the bottom can air dry overnight. The next day, when you want to make the rum balls, you'll be surprised how fun and easy this part is. So first thing, take your whole pecans and place them into the food processor and grind the pecans to a fine consistency. You want it to be about the same texture as regular almond flour you buy. After the pecans are nice and ground, the next step is to add the chunks of the air-dried cookie dough. Now grind the two ingredients together and then set this aside for a moment so that you can make the thick chocolate ganache. To make the chocolate ganache, the first thing you have to do is prepare a bain-marie, which is a small pot with a little bit of water in it that you have brought up to a light simmer. But remember, this has to be over very low heat. And then in a bowl, add the unsweetened chocolate chunks, confectionery sweetener, coconut oil, vanilla extract, and heavy whipping cream. And while it's on very low heat, let it slowly melt together and stir from time to time as your mixture is melting. It took about 10 minutes for my chocolate and other ingredients to completely melt and combine. Please don't be tempted to increase the stovetop heat to speed up the melting process, because the ganache will burn very easily and that will completely ruin the taste. One thing you should be aware of, make sure you buy real unsweetened chocolate and not baker's chocolate. Read your labels very carefully. These two products are very different, and the baker's chocolate won't taste as nice as the real chocolate. Alternatively, if you just want to use cocoa powder, please refer to my keto chocolate truffle recipe. But instead of using the 6 tablespoons of cream, reduce the cream to just 4 tablespoons, which will result in a thicker chocolate truffle mix. Now it's time to put everything together and make the rum balls. Pour the chocolate ganache mixture into your food processor about 1/3 at a time and pulse to blend. Repeat until you have added all the chocolate ganache. Now it's time to add your alcohol. I prefer spiced rum, but you can use brandy, cognac, or whatever you like. Or you can substitute the alcohol with rum extract. Don't forget to pulse in order to work the rum or the extract evenly throughout the dough. This makes for a very thick but sticky dough. Remove the dough from the food processor and place it into a small bowl. And because the dough is too sticky, cover the bowl with cling wrap and refrigerate until the rum ball batter has hardened and is no longer sticky. This can take anywhere between 2 to 4 hours. When the rum ball dough is firm, using your kitchen skill, scoop out 19 grams or about a slightly heaping tablespoon of the batter and roll the dough between your palms to shape it into nice, neat little balls. And as you make them, place each ball onto a parchment-lined cookie sheet. While you're making the rum balls, if your dough becomes too soft and sticky, just put it back into the refrigerator for about 30 minutes to harden. And repeat this process until you've made all 41 of your rum balls. And if your dough is still firm, you can now do the finishing coating for each of the rum balls. Since it's hard to provide the macros for all the possible optional coatings and permutations that are possible, I have not included the various coatings in the macro calculations I've shown at the beginning. Before starting to do the coating, I first assembled the ingredients that I'm intending to use. As you can see, I have prepared a small batch of the ganache the same way that I did earlier. To thin it out a bit, I added a tablespoon of butter, or you can add a tablespoon of coconut oil. I also prepared cocoa powder, crushed pecans, finely ground pistachios, ground walnuts, my regular textured sweetener, some of my sweetener which I ground to confectionery, and of course, I mustn't forget my edible gold sprinkles. I didn't show it here, but you can also use either roasted or raw shredded coconut. When you're coating truffles or rum balls, it's good to have a dipping fork, but since I didn't have one, I took 2 plastic forks and snapped out the 2 center tines. This works really well because it helps you dip the rum balls in the chocolate and you don't dirty your fingers, and you're also getting a really nice smooth chocolate surface. But you can also use just regular forks if you prefer. After the rum ball has been dipped in the ganache, let the excess chocolate drip off and then place it onto your parchment. Now to roll the individual balls in the various ground nuts I've prepared. Here I'm rolling the rum balls in finely ground pistachio crumbs. Of all the coatings, my favorite is just using simple plain cocoa powder. Not only is it simple, but I think it looks the most elegant. Or you can also use almond flour or confectionery sweetener, or whatever coating is your favorite. If you have any other coating that I haven't talked about, please leave me a comment and tell me what you've used. So this is the tray of finished rum balls. When you've finished making all 41 of your coated rum balls, refrigerate the tray of rum balls for about 2 to 3 hours. However, if you really want to bring out all the taste, let the flavor develop at least 24 hours. If you want to show how special these rum balls are, for best presentation, place each rum ball into a decorative mini cupcake liner. If you're giving these as a gift, and if you have a fancy candy box, put the rum balls with their liner into the box for a really professional looking presentation. I have to admit, I'm really proud of these. Don't they look amazing? I hope you try these rich, decadent rum balls very soon. Enjoy. Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. The link for the keto sugar cookies and chocolate truffle videos, as well as the printable rum ball recipe, will be posted in the description below.